Hey girl, hey, it's IFBB Pro Emily Smith
and IFBB Pro Emily Smith
Emily Smith
and IFBB Pro Jaden Casa.
Welcome back to the Wellness Girly Gang podcast, season 2.
Hey girl, hey, we are back on the pod with a very special guest. We have Miss Francesca Emanuele with us, who is an IFBB Wellness Pro. Girl, you are looking insane, and we are so excited to chat with you, a little bit about your journey, your plans for this year, how you got into bodybuilding, all that good stuff. So I will stop yapping and turn it over to you. Tell the girlies how you got into this. How'd you get into wellness, and where did you start your bodybuilding journey?
Well, hello, and thank you both for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Where do I start? So I pretty much always begin with the fact that I've always been an athlete. I've always been competitive. And before bodybuilding was CrossFit for a very long time. And I swore up and down I was done with competing. I thought bodybuilding was literally just never going to happen for me. Got the competitive itch and started doing some research once people were yapping in my ears. And then wellness was newer at the time. It was like only 2 or 3 years new into the US. And then I looked into it and I was like, wait, I think that's kind of fun. I want to do it. And then literally just divulged into researching everything I could for a coach. And literally the rest is history. That's as simple as that.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you first started out, when you first found wellness, what was, because you said you went straight into that. So what was the draw? Because I know a lot of girls start in bikini, they look at that. Was it the shape? Was it the posing? What was kind of your yes, that's my shit moment?
Yeah. So that's a good question, because when I had my consult call with who is now still my coach, same coach since the very beginning, Mark Tominick, I was asking him about it. I'm like, hey, I don't know anything about this. Like, this is just an interest. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I was looking into wellness. He agreed because of my genetics and my structure overall. And then I asked if he would think it's a good idea if I would need to consider a different division. He was like, no, you're good. I think genetically and structural wise, wellness would be for you. And I said, okay, cool. And also I love to train legs. I do believe it's like whatever you admire and you're passionate about training the most too, you have to be into for your division. Like if I'm supposed to go to bikini, that would mentally and emotionally kind of take me out of the desire of this, because I would have to atrophy, right? So then I just was open to that. And at the time too, because the division has evolved so much since when I met him, which was 2022, which is only like a few short years ago. There was muscle, but now there's muscle.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And I look back at my photos and I'm like, that was a time and a place of why I earned that pro card in 2023, because that physique on stage today would be like last call out.
Yeah. No,
it was just, yeah.
It absolutely. What show did you do? Like, where did you turn pro at?
So Universe.
Okay.
In Teaneck, New Jersey. Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
Same stage show as New York Pro.
Gotcha.
Okay. And what's your height class, or was your height class back then? B. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 5'3".
5'3". Okay.
Yeah, no, and especially, the shorter height classes, those girls that are showing up to nationals now, they're dense. They're
very competitive.
It's insane. You look at these, especially the first call outs, like they're ready to go hit a pro stage, all of them, for the most part. It's wild.
Yeah, no, it is, but I also think it is really cool. And now the way that they're judging is really reflecting. I feel like we're seeing a more consistent pattern of what the judges actually want to see. Like, I was at the NPC Women's Workshop in Orlando the other day here, and Sandy was talking about, what they want to see from us. And was literally Francesca Emanuele. That was exactly who she was describing. So it's really nice that we have a very clean cut answer as to what are you trying to look like? Who are you trying to be?
Yeah, which that's refreshing to hear, because there was that little bit, I feel like, of the hump where they kind of came off, hopefully out of, where it almost seemed as though they were rewarding just big and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, I'm taking my foot off the gas, I'm kind of really willing to push it so far with that. But it's not even push. It's kind of like, I don't want to say like keep up, kind of,
Yeah.
you have to kind of chase that as well.
Mm.
And now it's starting to see like, it's not just the size, there's the shape and everything. And it's the whole package now that we're seeing those girls are winning.
Yeah, 100%. It's about shape. It's a shape game. And I love the point that you brought up too about like when you had your consult with Mark, you guys talked about genetically that you were like, you fit the wellness criteria. Because I see a lot of girls that try and muscle their way into this division and their body gives way on them like that. Like it is the end of the day, genetics are going to like lifestyle, genetics load the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger, right? But like in our division, especially if you do not have a genetic predisposition to hold on your legs, you are going to be fighting an uphill battle for the rest of time.
Absolutely. There's so many girls, and I feel like that's also so similar now with even bikini and fit model, right? Where bikini girls that do belong in fit model or vice versa, where it's fit model belongs in bikini, and or even now people who look at fit model like it's just like a division. I'm like, yo, just take a look. Within less than a year, these girls are looking crazier and crazier. It's only going to get crazier as time goes on.
Yeah.
So it's the evolution of all the divisions, I feel, right? Like across the board.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And to bring it back to you, let's talk about your evolution a little bit too, because you have absolutely morphed as a human being.
Thank you.
We talk about your pro card win to where you are now, and the pro debut that you did, crazy different physique. I'd love if you could let the girlies in a little bit on your pro debut, that prep, how it was different from your prep for your national show and all that good stuff.
Yeah, first of all, it's the work ethic only continues to improve, right? So you're only going to get better and better, especially if you already have that ingrained in you, which most pros do. But I will say, even just bringing that kind of conditioning and everything to a pro stage, it's always going to be different. Now it's a little bit different, right? Because like we were just saying before, those nationally ranked top girls are bringing like pro physiques to a stage. But needless to say, it's that part just is different. Like who I was as a national level competitor to who I was when I hit the pro stage for the first time were two different animals. But I will say my mom is visiting me and I hear her on FaceTime and on with my niece. I'm like, oh my God, all I asked for you was to be quiet. So, but ultimately, my pro debut was the whole thing. First of all, it was so exciting. I was so excited to go into it. You only get one pro debut and everything. It was just that entire year, which was 2024. It was like everything that could have happened to me that year happened to me. It was very stressful. I feel like I persevered through that entire year, which I'm proud of myself. And I came above, and even as an athlete, it made me stronger, right? But I feel so gypped from the whole experience. And I did a show that it was the first show that they were running. It was Tupelo, and the show ran great. The lighting was horrible. My tan was like, I feel like I was like this, like from head to toe. Like I was sticking out like a sore thumb. I was overly tan. It was darker than that. I was overly tanned. The girl that was doing my makeup literally said to me that it was her first time ever doing stage makeup for anybody. And I was like, this literally could not be getting worse.
Yeah.
So it was a very disappointing, like, experience, but overall, me as an athlete and coming out, seeing my physique even, like, it was great. I give myself like my own pat on the back, but I am so excited to be in prep now and to have gone through that journey, get out of it, do what I had to do, and then take that long off season to just grow.
Yeah. When was that? How long of an off season have you been in?
So that show, if I believe correctly, was August 16th or 15th of 2024.
Okay.
So since August to now I'm in prep. I just started 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Awesome. So that's like a healthy little over a year there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good chunk of time. I also had gone through like some gut situation where I had to heal my gut, and that was the game changer to everything. Like, I swear to you, once that was healed, I took off. Like, my receptors were so nice and fresh, and I was just soaking up everything that was just new again. And also, my body needed to kind of take the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
It responded really well after it did.
Yeah. I mean, very similar experience to me too. That's where I did my 2-year fucking health phase, basically. And after that, came back a brand new athlete. So thank you so much for saying that, because I can only say it so many damn times before people are like, shut up. But the internal regulates the external.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and you've taken a few long off seasons, right? Like from your pro debut, your national show to pro debut was how many years?
That was pretty quick, actually.
Okay.
So I got my pro card at Universe was July of 2023. And then I reversed, went into a growth phase, and started around maybe March or so of 2024. So that was pretty short.
Okay.
Yeah.
I needed time. I needed time to grow. I was tiny. Beautiful package, but like, I just needed more muscle. And when we got there, it's like those girls that earn their national qualification, and you're like, hey, I know you earned it, but take your time until you actually hit that stage to grow. And you just sometimes don't know until you know. And you're there and you're backstage and you're like, okay, cool. This is who I'm against. Amazing. But it was cool.
Very important. I mean, it's a reality check, right? It's like, okay, all right, we need to grow, not keep pushing.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing for like you and your coach to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We need to stop. We need to grow.
Exactly.
Was that just an easy conversation for you guys?
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy. Also, because of how stressed out I was during that entire prep, I looked at him. I literally got off stage. I looked at him and I was like, I'm tired. I need a break. And he was like, oh, you're getting a break. All right. Like, you're off stage now. It wasn't even, I'm sure had I asked him like, hey, can we just, because we already made it this far, can I do another show? He would have honored that, I'm sure. I was just capped, and I was having gut issues at the end of my prep. And my body was signaling. So I was more than happy, and I wanted to grow, like that. It lights a fire under your ass, and you're like, please, for the love of God, like, I am so willing to take like 2 years off if you need me to. Yeah. So we were able to heal my gut, heal my hormones, have 2 growth phases, super successful. Yeah, now here we are.
Hell yeah. Would you want to talk a little bit more about your gut protocol and like your healing phase? Because I think that, especially you saying that you were having some issues at the end of prep there, like what warning signs, I can't speak today. What warning signs should the girls be on the lookout for? And what was kind of that indicator to you guys that you were like, okay, we need to do some deep work here?
Yeah. So it's hard to tell at times because you're like, well, am I depleted or is this a gut situation? I was not having a bowel. Like, I literally was not having a bowel. And then low food, right? High stress, high stimulus. It just keeps going. You're like, well, I'm supposed to push. Like, of course I'm not going to go, and I'm empty because I'm eating low food. But then I had a horrible like stomach response. I was vomiting. I was having like all the things that you could imagine. And then after that, I literally did not pass a bowel for 2 weeks. It was insane. And I was taking like anything at that point. We were giving me refeeds, taking the foot off the gas with cardio and doing all the necessities. But we were taking like anything over the counter and it wasn't having an effect. And I was like, something else is going on.
Yeah.
And then started to kind of move again, started to feel a little bit better. Energy was slowly coming back up. I was dealing with a lot of inflammation. Refeeds weren't really helping. Nothing was really helping. And then I had another stomach issue. And oddly enough, I was just about to go drive to Ohio, where my coach is, to go see him for like a team in a work event. And then he kind of got to see it firsthand. I was starting to finally feel a little bit better. I think that was also it too. I think I was in an environment that was good for me, and I was around like my people. Helped probably bring cortisol down a little bit. And then I dropped weight when I was there. So a lot of ungodly amount of inflammation. like an abnormal amount, and then no bowels.
Yeah.
No bowels.
Just the
0.
worst feeling in the fucking world.
Horrible. Yeah, I remember like every morning that we would have a check-in, because you know how it goes. You eventually hit like almost daily check-ins at points. And he was like, "Do you feel empty?" I was like, "Yeah." Like oddly enough, like I wake up and I feel tight, and I know I'm inflamed, but I feel tight. But I was uncomfortable like all day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes
Then
sense.
and then after, it was just everything, like all the effects that you could possibly think. Like my skin was starting to respond a little bit, my anxiety was rising, it was like I could feel like temporary or situational depression sinking in. But again, like sometimes you confuse those because you're like, well, I'm reversing.
Yeah.
Like, we're already dealing with hormonal fluctuations and everything being down regulated. Is this a gut situation, or am I just at the end of a prep and now I'm getting healthier again,
Yeah.
But then we got my labs back.
Mm-hmm.
My labs were like, flag, flag, flag. And I was like, thank God. Because if it came back like a little bit more on the normal side, right, I would have been like, well, this sucks. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we reached out to Rise. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rise, right? Did you do your with Rise?
I would say I work for them.
Oh, do you? Oh, amazing. I wonder if we've ever emailed each other.
Yeah, I just started a couple weeks ago, so maybe.
Okay. But yeah, so I got my GI map from there, and then they took over the gut protocol that I did simultaneously with Mark and Rise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how long did you run that for?
January to my birthday, pretty much, which was April, like mid-April.
Yeah, so a good long time.
Yeah.
And then coming out of that, did you kind of feel like you had a new lease on life? Because that's how I felt after I came out of mine.
Release?
Yeah, just like a new lease on life. Like you were just like, I'm feeling
A
great.
new girl.
Yes, 100%. I literally felt over the moon about like everything. And you also just, I am already somebody who I never take my health for granted, but I was like, I used to actually feel like I thought I knew what normal was, or feeling good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I never knew. Like, this is what being optimal feels like. It was crazy. And also, when you know that you need to go into a gut protocol or a health phase of any sort, and you're really ready and like you're ready to submit to it, you are down to do it at whatever cost it is. And that's where I was. Like, I was just so like, get me the fuck in there, please. I need to start it now. I don't care how much money I have to spend, because it's a lot of money you're spending on so many supplements. So I don't miss that. It was like 60 pills at a point a day. And I was like, okay, gotta do what you gotta do, girl.
Nope, been there, girl, been there.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I run those all the time for my clients too, because I think it's a common thing in females a lot too, because, and I do want to go back to the thing you said about feeling like you kind of have like that cloud in your head and that like almost depression sense. Like, there's often this saying that like the gut is the second brain, and it's so true. You have serotonin receptors in your gut. If you got a bunch of toxins and things like that sitting in there, you're going to feel like crap. So it is very much a tied response, but like taking the time to sit and do that work, like it sucks. Like you said, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of everything. But like that end of that, other side of the rainbow, if you will, is so, so worth it. So I'm so glad that you had the chance to go through that, fix that. And now I think it shows in your physique too.
Yeah.
Crazy differences. And just growth too.
Yeah.
And that was, and I don't know if you experienced the same thing, but you can't train to failure, right? Like when you're in a gut protocol, but yet I was still growing because my body was becoming healthier and responsive, and we were improving body composition like crazy week after week, and then simultaneously growing. And I'm like, this is amazing, because I'm not even pushing. And then I was like, I wait to push again, and then poof, take off. It was amazing.
We've had similar experiences. I was training like twice a week in my gut protocol, and granted, mine was 6 months. I had a lot to fix down there, and it took us a while to sort through everything. Like when we got my GI map back, like it wasn't cute.
Yeah,
I was working on pushing 9 years of dysfunction and chronic laxative usage at that point, so everything was atrocious, and that's why I shit at my first show. And I think that, again, to your point, you take the time, you fix what you got to fix, and then your body understands that, like, okay, now everything makes sense. And now all the systems, all the 12 systems of the body are working in unison. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's magical. That's the only way I can put it. It's damn magical.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And exactly like you said, like it's so much more common with women.
Yeah.
And I have a few men on my roster, but like it's majority women. And I'm like, oh my God, like every single person that's showing signs, I'm like, yeah, why don't we just get your labs done again? Like see where we're at. And I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. You can just tell
Yes.
behavioral wise who's gonna
And
come back with what markers
yep.
that leads
It's
into
a
the
nervous
genetic.
system thing too, because as
Yep.
women, I mean, tell all my girls this too. We have this weird tendency where it's like if we sit down, if we slow down for like 30 seconds, we feel like we're wasting time. And I see that in females and myself too. Like if we take a minute to do literally nothing, there's an anxiety that kicks in right away. That
Yeah.
affects
Mhm.
the entire body.
Yeah.
And that's an easy target, because if your body thinks you're being chased by a bear, you're not gonna be like, oh, I should really shit today, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a give and take. So everybody take care of your guts. Again, the cornerstones of bodybuilding are shit, sleep, and stress management. Sorry.
Literally. So true.
No, I mean, what we're talking about is really common because women are stress balls
Yes.
mostly, right? We're always stressed. We have to manage a lot of things. Are you married?
No,
Do you have kids?
no.
How old are you? I'm just questioning.
36. Divorced, single, will
She's
be
looking. I'm just kidding.
yes.
But mom lives at home. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, mom.
Yes, I have a child.
You're on girly gang. No, it's so common because we're stress balls and we have so many things, so many balls that we have to keep in order or whatever that saying is. That's not that's not It's a good one. All the cards in the deck.
That's going in my vernacular now. Although I'm gonna keep all the balls in a row.
Yep. There's a lot of balls. They're just being thrown. Sometimes they hit us. You're like, what the
Square in
fuck?
the face, man. Square in the face.
Yeah, right in the face. Like not pooping for 2 weeks. That sucks, man. That sucks. I met a friend who she said she pooped maybe like 2 times a month. And I was like, are you okay?
Yeah, and they're like, oh no, it's my normal. I'm like, no,
Yeah, that's not
normal.
normal. That's the thing, right? It's not normal. And your doctor may say it's normal, like to be constipated every now and then. No, it's not.
no.
No.
It's not.
No.
Like, stop brushing that off. Like, get help. Seek someone that can actually help you. Find, the gut specialist. Find, a clinic that can maybe run your labs. Like, really look into this. There's one other thing I was gonna say.
I
You
say
were
that
talking
also,
about
like,
stressors with women, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot to blame with society too, right? And like what it's done to us.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep. We
especially,
have to have it all together.
yeah,
Yep.
as bodybuilders too, we don't necessarily fit the norm of like what a woman should be in society.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, if you are not completely secure in your identity as a bodybuilder and as the way that you look, it can lead to a lot of stress if you're in a social situations. I always tell my girls, you got to be absolutely married to the idea of like you love yourself no matter what, because if not, you're gonna have that weird situation where you'll be like, do I want to be super skinny like society wants me to be, or do I want to be jacked like I want to be? And if you
Yep.
keep having like that string pulling you either direction, your internal monologue is going to be so skewed.
100%. And even like if you're committing to the process, the fluctuations that you just have to allow yourself to fall in love with.
Yep.
You have to, like seeing the scale go up, like you
Yep.
take that as a win. Like that's fun, that's
Mhm.
a win. It'll get uncomfortable, it's temporary, but love yourself through it.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
like your relationship with food. And it's like when people are saying like, oh, bodybuilding made me have a horrible relationship with food. I'm like, no, 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 no. You had,
Yes.
yeah, that's internal that to do on your own.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a big social media thing. But
Mhm.
also I think some people don't understand when they start bodybuilding that there are phases to it too.
Yes.
Where normal people, there's no phases. It's just like, here's my life. I'm going through life. This is normal life. I'm supposed to be stressed. I'm supposed to be constipated. I'm supposed to be angry. I'm supposed to be stressed out when I come home. Like, I'm supposed to go grab a drink. I don't need to go to I'm supposed to eat out, like all this stuff because, again, society tells us to.
Yeah.
So when you get into bodybuilding and you're not used to it, you're like, there's phases, and you have that resistance of
Yes.
like, I'm not going to do this, or, that's how your progress stalls. Instead of what Francesca's been doing is embracing the phases of her journey and been like, okay, post your pro show, you were like, I need like to chill out. Like I need to grow. And then it was like, I need to fix my gut. And then boom, you started growing. So like, you have to embrace these different phases, because in bodybuilding, there are phases. It's not you continuously growing. You're not cutting and being lean all the time.
Yeah.
You do have to take a step back and do a gut health phase, or maybe just a life phase where you're having kids or getting married or whatnot.
Yeah. Big part too, because it's like you want to ideally say like, oh, well, this is the trajectory of where we want to head, but then there might be a roadblock. And you like, just because the timeline was what you wished it could be, you sometimes have to feel like you're pulling back to propel forward.
Yep.
But like other people that have been in, some of the girls that I work with that have had to go into a gut protocol will be like, oh, well, like now I can't get on stage. I'm like, but you're seeing this as a loss when this is a win. You just didn't realize, and you have to do this to propel and to graduate forward. Like you don't realize like what's on the horizon for you once you get out of it.
Right.
It was the best thing that I could have done. And if I needed to do it again, I would do it in a heartbeat. I mean, I pray to God I don't have to, but like I don't want to, but I would.
Yeah.
And then pushing more isn't gonna make the health better, right? Like continuously pushing, oh, let's just diet you down, let's just keep the cardio up, let's just keep pushing. Like that's just not, that mindset isn't going to make you better.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's less is often more when it comes to females in general. I actually was just talking to somebody this morning who's showing me one of their clients in prep right now and was like, just stalling out, don't know what to do. And I was like, take a week off. I was like, do a step count of like 10K, don't do any cardio, keep food as like low days, don't do any training, tell her to go outside, sit her ass down. Like that will move the needle so much more than running us into the ground in prep, in off season anyway. Like I had to do this the other day. My digestion and my sleep were starting to go, and Dane was like, what do we need to do? And I was like, oh, I need to take 3 days off. Took 3 days off. I'm fine now. So it is, we often want to do the most. Sitting still is harder than pushing forward.
Yeah. I love sitting still.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I could do it all day, every day. I'm such a homebody. And I wasn't like that though. Like I remember we were having a discussion about pretty much this topic on a coach's call recently. And we were talking about people who just overdo it and they're overtraining, and you're trying to teach them to pull back and be okay with that and accept it the way that, you're just talking about that, Jaden. And I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, wait, why am I shaking my head? Like I literally used to be that person. I was that cardio bunny. Be like, what do you mean take a day off? Like I'm doing this is a day off. No, girl, like it's not. You were running myself into the ground. And then you also realize like, I wonder how long I've had these gut issues. It's just, how it is.
Yep. No, and it's almost a canon event for every female competitor, I feel, where you start and you're doing the most, and then something forces you to be like, let me take a step back. And I feel like life is like that in general as well, not to be too philosophical here, but there is always going to be a moment where you have to just be like, okay, let me slow down, let me assess. Where am I going? Where am I heading? Do I like this direction? If not, let's change something. And I think that can be applied to not only life, bodybuilding, literally everything. But sometimes you got to take a you moment and just be like, what do I need?
Yeah, agreed. And I think that's also something cool, at least in my circumstance. I'm sure you guys can relate. Bodybuilding, it's not that bodybuilding will help you see those things a little bit more clear, but like it can change your outlook on life in ways, right?
Yeah.
Like I've literally only excelled as a person and in my career because of bodybuilding. It really has.
You're showing up for yourself every single day, and you're keeping promises to yourself. That is the most endearing thing. That is what builds confidence.
No, but seriously, committing to those goals, committing to what you say you're gonna do, not bailing out of something. Like just those little things are gonna get you so far. It's crazy. It's crazy. And just staying committed to and adhering to your plan and not fighting it, right?
Yeah.
Trust the coach, trust the plan, just follow it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Amen to
Yeah.
that.
It's true. Yeah.
I wrap this episode to tell you about Violate the Dress Code, performance apparel made to be seen, built to enhance your curves, support every move, and turn heads. Violate makes you feel unstoppable the second you put it on. Bold energy, zero apologies. It's confidence you can feel. Train harder, walk taller. Violate the dress code, built better. Don't forget to use code COACHM, COACHEM at checkout. So we're 2 weeks into prep.
Yes.
Have we announced what show we're doing?
No, but I totally will. I'm not like a gatekeeper. So I live in New York, and I requested to do the New York Pro because it is 45 minutes away from me. Also, it's like nostalgic because that was my first and only nationals, because that was where I earned my pro card.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So New York Pro.
Yay.
And yeah, we shall see after that. Maybe we'll do pits right after that, but I'll leave that to Mark. Whatever he literally wants me to do, I'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And how many weeks out is that now?
That's a good question. It's pretty short. I almost want to say it's like 14 or something like that. Yeah, that's like
14 or 13. Ooh, I think I know a girl that's going to compete in that show. It'll be her pro debut. My friend Taylor.
Oh,
Ooh, that's
nice.
gonna be nice.
Is she wellness?
Yes, yeah.
It's such a good show. The stage is great. The lighting is great. You have the good makeup artists and hair girls there, so that's a win. Yeah, so we'll see. And then also that's turned into a pro-am.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That'll be huge.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking is like, oh God, that's gonna be massive. But, and he tends to run pretty late on his shows, if I'm being for real.
Hey, you gotta keep it 100 with the girlies.
Yeah, he runs late.
Yeah, big time. But I mean, I think it's really awesome too that you're like, I want to do like that in Pittsburgh, like two of the biggest shows of the year, and that's how you see how you stack against the other girls, and also from a just business standpoint too, getting your name out there in front of the judges, having them see you at that big show is a great move. Great move.
Yeah. It's a city that never sleeps too. So if it runs late, there's always pizza somewhere.
I was there 2 years ago with a friend who was competing in Classic, and the only thing that he wanted to eat after the show was pancakes, and it was like 2 a.m. So we go, but it's New York.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have options.
We go into the city in Soho and find this brunch spot that's open till like 3 a.m. Cutest vibes ever. Great food. We all got espresso martinis, if I'm not mistaken. And it was baller as hell. That is such a core memory. But it is a very well run show. And I always love being at like the powerhouse around there when all the competitors are there. It's a really good energy because everybody shows up and out for that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Bev's is my home gym.
Oh,
so
no
it's
way.
So I'm 15-minute drive away. Forget like how lucky I am that I literally every single day.
Yeah.
And they actually just did, I don't know the last time. Have you both been there?
So
not to that location. I've been to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't actually been to Bev's yet. That's on the bucket list. Even though I've lived in Connecticut, or I'd rather lived in Connecticut for a while, just never made it down.
Yeah, you guys got to definitely come. We'll make a thing out of it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that posing room is fire.
It's amazing. And he just did another expansion. He just made an expansion recently and then bought out the spot that was behind it. Yeah, not blocked out, whatever. Blew out that entire wall, expanded it even more. It's a literal playground with the best equipment that you could literally ever ask for. It's amazing. Our gym is, it's amazing. It's so good.
Every gym is a playground, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the one in Jersey? It's got all yellow equipment. It's right in Teaneck.
We went to that. It's the something Bros. I have a hoodie with it. Hold on, hang on.
Yeah, because I've been to that one usually when I go to the New York Pro, but oh wait, no, that's the one in New Haven. That used to be my home gym when I was in Connecticut.
But I went to that one, the red room, posing room. Yeah, their room was at a wedding.
Yeah, no, that I love that gym. It's just got a
I
special
had to
place.
get a hoodie.
Of course, you have.
Yeah. I got Brad a stringer or something. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, my chair almost
That
spun me all the way around. Bye. See ya. That's how we'll close it.
Yeah, I've got so many photos in that red posing room, dude. Like that's where I did the majority of my prep for Atlantic Coast, was there in
Mm.
Jags up in Connecticut. Special place in my heart, but I've yet to make it to Bev's.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll pay a visit this year for the New York Pro when I'm up there, because I'm trying to go to a bunch of the shows just to, show face and be there, and also support too, now that I know people doing them. So
I love that. I love that. Do you guys have show plans at all? I know
So
you just
yes, we are thinking about this year. I'm waiting for labs to come back. We want to make sure that I'm like healthy. I feel
Yeah.
great. Don't get me wrong.
That's amazing.
I want to make sure that I'm healthy before we do anything, but it's going to be later in the year. So the soonest we would do would be Heart of Texas, and it just is going to depend on if I'm ready or not. If not, we'll push to something later, probably like November, December timeline. Because the goal would be to start racking points for 27. I got no plans to try and compete in this year's Olympia, gang. I need time. So if we do a couple of shows this year and then reverse out of it, my body fucks with a reverse real heavily. Loving it, having a great time. So we can just
post show, right?
Yeah, so this will be 7 weeks post show, and I'm still feathered in the quads and striated, but I'm eating.
I saw.
Yeah, I'm eating on average like 2,700 calories, and I probably have another food bump coming. So like we're cooking. My body is a well-oiled machine that turns carbs into muscle at this point, which is great.
Isn't that the most amazing thing? I swear to you, that was how my body responded after the gut protocol. I've never eaten so much fucking food in my life. I was like, oh my God, always dream of being here, until I was there, and I was like, I'm so grossed out by eating food now at this point. Like, it was just like he needed to push more and push more. I was like, I dreamt of this. Like, I'm so lucky.
I dreamt of this.
No, it's so true though, because we literally just got everything working. And also, like, when you're constipated, because that was my issue too, think about how much toxicity is just letting back into your body. Like,
It's
that is
disgusting.
So if you're just letting it soak all back up, like, you're literally full of shit.
Literally.
Yep.
So it's so important, but like fixing that and then just taking the 2 years to just make me sensitive as hell to everything was a game changer. So, we'll run our reverse here for a couple more weeks, and then we'll go into like a gut cleanup phase, like a mini gut protocol, because I'll need that 1 to 2 times a year. Like in my youth, I dealt with a bunch of eating disorders, and that's something that I got to live with. I created some permanent dysfunction in my body. Shout out younger Jaden. But, we do, for real, we do preventative maintenance, and we have it to a place where we can do that. So we'll do that for about 4 to 5 weeks, hit a little growth phase, and it doesn't take me long to prep anymore. We did my prep for Atlantic Coast in 14 weeks, and we did Nationals was 4 weeks after that. So they were short, and I was ready early. So if we can run that again and keep me, especially with the composition changes and things like now that we've experienced, my shape is completely different and I'm less inflamed overall. So if we keep me not that much above stage weight, but still like I'm definitely growing.
Yeah.
I just want to see how I stack. That's really, I'm going in with no expectations. And then, once it comes to 2027, that's when we hit the ground and we're going to run for that Olympia qualification. So
love that.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I wasn't planning on pro debuting this year, and then I train over at Champs, which is Derek's gym, and I actually talked to him, and he was like, "Why are you waiting?" And I was like, "I feel like I need size," and he was like, "You don't," and I was like, "Are you smoking crack?" Of course, Derek, if you're watching this, which you're not, I know. That was a great conversation. It was one of those things where after I went and talked to Dane, and I was like, I know we floated this idea as like a haha, maybe, but even from a business standpoint for myself, it is important for me to start getting my name out there, start being like, okay, Jaden is now a pro who is going to be a good pro. Let's start showing face. Let's see how we stack up. Let's see the improvements we need to make to be the best of the best.
Definitely.
So that was kind of the other side of the coin, is now that I am a professional at this is my job. So that's kind of how I'm viewing it a little bit more. And also, like, I loved prep. It was so much fun. I had the best time. I was just having an absolute blast. With Dane too, like we have such a strong connection and such a strong like bond of trust that he could tell me to jump off a bridge and I'd be like, okay. And I know that it would be because, something he needed me to jump off that bridge for a reason. So and it sounds like you have that with Mark too as well, where you have that very innate trust. Makes the whole process damn seamless. And I'm very, very lucky there. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a later in the year. I would love to do a bigger show, but it's really just going to depend on timeline because I'm not going to rush my body if it wants to keep growing. I definitely want to get back on stage. I'm ready.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's exciting. Emily, do you?
Still TBD. I still have some more time to grow. I did talk to a judge that's judging the Arnold, a friend of mine, Esther. So we were tentatively, my previous coach and I were looking at October timeframe,
Hmm.
and she thinks that I can do it. I'm just still kind of TBD with life things
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like I still feel pressured, but I need to want to do it for myself,
Oh
kind of
yeah.
Definitely.
thing.
That's huge.
So yeah, like I get it. Like I want to see how I stack up, but I also like I don't want to embarrass myself at the same time.
I totally get it. That's a big. Have you competed as a pro yet?
No, mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my pro card in 2024 in July.
I get it. I completely understand. I'm also, like I said before, I'm 36 years old and like I have priorities of life. At this phase of my life in this chapter,
Mhm.
I'd rather also not only do I want to be a mother one day, that's a huge important priority for me, but also I want to continue to grow and grow and grow my business.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it's not
same.
that it's impossible because it is not impossible to run both at the same time, but it is a lot when you're trying to be the best athlete that you can be, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and at the same time, I'm also like, man, like, but I want more and I want to be better. And it's
Mhm.
also just like, but this is, I just kind of want to go out with like, what's the expression? Go out with a bang, you know? Can't imagine this kind of being my last season competitively.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, just give it all you got, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Figure it
Mhm.
out, you know?
And also, like, you can change your mind at any time. You can change your
Yeah.
life at any time. So if
Mhm.
you do this season and you decide you're like, I want to keep going, screw it, nobody
Hmm.
stop. Or if you this is it and you're like, you know what, I have had a hell of a run, fucking great. Like,
Exactly.
there are no rules to anything. I have a very different experience as like I'm still a wee child in the sport. I'm 23. Yeah, I got time.
Yeah,
I got
right.
so
She's just a baby. She's just a little baby.
I feel like spiritually I'm like 45 and tired, you know. But it is so cool though that I mean even at the women's seminar too I felt this. We brought all the masters competitors were like very adamant too about like compete. Like there was one woman there who's 60 who's a pro in bikini and she looked insane, like literally insane. There was a girl who came up and asked a question and she was like talking down on her age and stuff. She's like, I'm turning 40 and like I'm an amateur competitor and like I feel really stupid. And every single Masters pro got up on stage, brought her up on stage, and we're like, you are meant to do this. There's a reason you came here today. Had all of us crying in the audience. Like Sandy was in tears, I was in tears. And I can't remember who, I think it was either Sid or Andrea who were she was like, if not for you, if you're not doing this for you, do it for the other women who you could inspire. And I
Mhm.
think that like, that was the
Yeah.
most powerful thing. And it
Yeah.
just reminds me that like there are so many freaking badass women in this sport, and it makes me so happy. It makes me
It's
so
crazy. I have one of my best friends, Teresha, shout out Teresha, whose birthday is tomorrow. She's
yeah.
turning 41, and I literally use her with all of my amateur athletes. I'm like, compare yourself to Teresha because she's in bikini. I'm gonna just say it. She is chasing a pro card right now, and that is like it's just there for her. It's like hanging for her to just grab. And she's a freak. Like she looks so insane. It's not even funny. And it just goes to show like whoever's like, oh, my age. I'm like, no, no, no,
Oh
no,
yeah.
absolutely not. Do not use that excuse.
No, and this sport will keep you young and make you younger because you are taking care of yourself, and that's you have to make yourself a
Mhm.
priority in the sport, and that's why I
Yeah.
think it's so healthy for women to be doing this anyway because we're often taught not to make ourselves a priority, and
Exactly.
like this forces you to like sit back and have like for me like okay, I have at least like 30 minutes of just me time in the morning when I do my fasted cardio. Like that's just Jaden time. Nobody
Yeah.
speaks to me then. I was like
Yeah.
that's solely for me. And, you know, I have a client right now who is a single mom. She has a child with disabilities, and she is a badass.
Yeah.
And she's giving so much to her family and the people around her. And I was like, we need 10 minutes of you time find 10
Yeah.
minutes of you time. The sport will force you to have at least, if not more, 10 minutes of you time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. I know.
Yeah.
I was literally just having a conversation with people before how, like, I'll make a joke about it and be like, I'll post like on my story, like maybe like my face, just like a selfie, be like, please do not disturb me if you see me at the gym. But it's like, it really is just my time to lock in and not just lock in and like get the job done. It has nothing to do with that because I can do that. That's effortless for me. It's about like giving back to me. It is therapy. It's so
Yeah.
therapeutic for me. It's not even funny.
It's like a
So,
meditation.
especially then, like you're doing your cardio, and also like I don't want to talk when I'm doing cardio.
Oh God, no. People are like, will you walk on the treadmill with me? I'm like, I need to like, zone in. I don't know about y'all.
No, I'll let
Yeah,
you
I
know if
can't
I want
talk when I work out. I'm like, I am first of all breathing, second of all bracing, third of all trying to count. Now I
Yes,
lost my count.
yes,
It's like
I know.
there's too many things I got to do, bro.
We literally, because of the expansion, there's been like all these new crazy equipment, and I'm literally in the middle of a top set. And you can see like I'm working because of my facial expressions. He's like, how do you like the machine? I
Oh
was
my
like, no. And then I was like, smile on Francesca, like you act and you just like, right now, it's good. Just keep
Like,
focused.
dumb ways to die.
Common sense. Come on, people.
Oh my
I just
god.
like my brain just goes silent when I'm in the gym. So like, yeah, actually, this was yesterday. Someone came up to like talk with me in between my rest periods, and I
Like,
literally like my brain was understanding that they were saying words to me. I had no idea what they meant, and I literally this motherfucker gonna repeat himself like 4 different times. I'm
yes.
so sorry. You must think I am like really not in the head right now, but I just like I'm so not there, and
Yeah.
I mean, I think you all feel this when it's like the things
Mhm.
you love to do. You're just
Yeah.
in the zone, and if something
Oh yeah.
takes you out of the zone, it feels like almost you're like discombobulated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a whole world insanity.
Oh my gosh.
That's
What
good.
strategies do you use to manage your emotions like disappointment, stress, or anxiety, especially during prep or maybe difficult off seasons and competitions?
That's a good question. I give myself time now. I don't emotionally respond or react
Yeah.
because I used to be that like jumpy, impulsive person.
Mm-hmm.
And I've found that like I need to take a step back, whatever the situation is. It could literally be prep related, bodybuilding related, work related, friendship, family related with conflict. And I'll be like, hey, I need a moment. Let me digest this. Hang tight. That's literally like just what's worked for me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's helped me become a much more peaceful, calming communicator that ultimately benefits me, not just like the person or whatever the situation is, but it's helping Francesca. That strategy had helped me a lot because I was jumpy.
Yeah. Well,
We get
it's really
irritable in prep, man.
yeah.
Oh, I get real irritable.
Mm-hmm.
It's also difficult to like separate your emotion from like because we are all emotional beings to separate that from like okay, I understand I feel this way. How do I communicate to somebody else that I feel this way without literally coming for their neck?
Yeah.
And it's a fine line. So I love what you said about using that to just like take a couple minutes of being like, okay, let me digest this before I try and spit that out to somebody else. I think that
Mm-hmm.
everybody could take something, from that book there.
Definitely. And it's
Chapter from
also like, even as simple as like remembering that the world does not revolve around you just because you're in prep. Like
the-
it's an opportunity, it's a privilege, it's your choice. So you have to remember that. Like don't discipline the others around you because you've got something going on. That doesn't say like lower yourself on the priority list by any means, but it also means, just don't forget that this is a privilege of what you're doing and don't put others at a lower priority because of that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I like how you said that.
It's hard in the moment not to think about that because like
Mm-hmm.
again, like we were saying, the sport does force you to be a little selfish,
Yeah.
but it is also recognizing that like hunger is just a thing that you feel because that's where most of the irritability and the hardness is coming from,
Yeah.
the hunger and the tiredness.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like a brief blip in time, and life is still going on. Things are still happening in the world. So just because you chose to be a little hungry, like that doesn't necessarily, it's not a bad thing. If you remove the
Yeah.
negative emotion from like, damn, I feel hungry right now, then it's like, oh, I feel hungry right now, and you can go about your day and it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in an opportunity where I also work from home and I make my own hours. And I'm like, Francesca, like, you don't really have many inconveniences. You really don't. Like, you can literally get your cardio done at whatever time you need to accommodate to the others around you. But that's something I had to learn because before, when it was still the same situation, I was like, no, I got to do cardio. I got to get my meals done, this and that. It's like, okay, now we know we have different circumstances and we have a different mindset going into it. But yeah, I can't imagine. Like, again, I'll use the example of my friend Teresa, who works, a full-time job, travels into the city, travels back on the train, still has to hit her cardio. Or the people that are parents in prep and like, especially mothers, not to say and rule out the fathers because that's not fair, but like that have an entire family to take care of and they're still getting the job done. I'm like, Francesca, you cannot complain about anything. And it kind of just makes it easier from there too.
No, 100%. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It goes back to what you were saying about like prep kind of forces you to think about things in a different way and to really just be like granularly think about what am I doing? How is it affecting others? How is it affecting me? I mean, that's why people journal a lot. That's why people write and write out about
it's the trend.
And write about their feelings and thoughts and everything that we're going through in prep because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But you do learn it. I do feel like bodybuilding does teach you that you learn a lot about yourself and how to make yourself kind of more efficient with everything in life. If that's working from home, if that's managing your schedule, if that's, just doing better the next prep and managing your emotions. But I think it really, the going back to bodybuilding hurt me, bodybuilding has helped me. And I know you ladies as well. And a lot of the ladies that listen to this podcast. And that's why we're doing this podcast. Right. So, Francesca, what advice would you give aspiring female competitors and wellness competitors?
I'd say something as simple as enjoy it and really try to figure out if you're passionate about it. Because there has to be passion with it. There has to be. And I think it's not to say if you're a competitor, you have to be so about it and this is the road you're going to take. Because if you want to dabble, you dabble. But if you're really trying to get involved within the sport, you have to understand it takes passion and it takes having a different kind of mentality that is required in order to be successful at it. It's just that is what it is. And that will help you figure out if this is actually for you or not. There's a lot of people that you can weed out because of just those things alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have that mental fortitude?
Yeah.
That's a big one. We can talk about that all day.
Literally.
That's right. I couldn't have said that better.
Is that your saxophone guy?
No, someone's on fire outside, apparently. God damn. Okay, we're good now. I totally lost my train of thought.
Good thing we can remove background noises, but then if we do, then people don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
True.
Ambiance. No, my saxophone neighbor was upstairs playing Take 5, that jazz song, till like 10:30 at night last night, and I slept like shit because of it. Like, he was doing some great little riffs there, but I was like, dude, past 8 o'clock. Mom was in bed by 9, right? Mom was in bed. Mom was trying to clock out. And I was like, subtle jazz music while I'm working, fabulous. Serenade me. Not that. But I digress. I love that. Have passion. I think that's the message.
Yeah, it's simple. It's simple and powerful.
And where can the girlies find you, Francesca? Any social media, any brands you want to plug, anything like that?
Yeah, my Instagram, which is I was like, wait, what's my Instagram handle? It's my full name, Francesca Emanuele _. And I coach full time. I coach all kinds of athletes. So if you are interested in a new coach, I am more than happy to have a conversation. And all my information is literally plugged into my bio in my Instagram.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We had a blast having you on. Thanks for joining us on this really chaotic one. I don't know.
Thank you so
much.
Usually we speak really eloquently, right?
No, it matches. You're good. It was perfect.
But we are so excited for this year's season for you. We'll be cheering you on.
Yes.
Try and be there. But best of luck to you. Keep in touch. Let the girlies know how you're doing. And we love you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye. This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack, gear built for life on the move. From backpacks, duffel bags, to meal management bags, Wolfpack keeps you ready for the gym, travel, and everything in between.